welcome to the Fairmile pub, which is a fantastic venue for car meets. They're great guys here, and this is the CarSceneUK meet, which again, they are fantastic people. They don't have much of a part in this story other than this location. So I'm here for the CarSceneUK evening meet. The weather is astonishing, and so will be the cars. You've got the Audi R8 following in the Ferrari 348, some kind of exhaust on that, sounding beautiful. So cars are just rolling in, and I'm going to tell you a little story. So let's head to the entrance to capture some arrivals. Honda NSX rolling in, getting all the supercars. VXR8 as well. A few more German whips pulling in. Something's on the road. What is it? Oh, it's an M1 something I, of course it is. Now, this is a story about how my life got flipped, turned upside. I'm joking, that's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So this is the exact spot in where I was punched in the face back in 2017. So I'm going to stand here. I'm not going to pretend it's some kind of like dark and mysterious place and I'm like feeling emotional about being back here. No, it's great. I'm going to stand here, film some cars arriving, then tell you the story and what exactly happened and what led up to these manners and yeah. Oh my god, a Lotus 340R. Completely random, just general car spotting. You probably wondered why I was filming him. Who's that? What's he got on his head? Some kind of rodent. Oh, goodbye. Maybe off to get some fuel. NSX has left already. The Mazda MX-5 is living his best life with the roof down. I adore the yellow on the 488 Spider. Obviously it is the best colour. Yellow seat belts and calipers to match. But I've taken the opportunity to cop myself a pint of apple juice, and we're going to have a look around at some of the cars that are on display, and then we're going to go into the little story. So we have evidence of the supercharger on the VXR8 next door to the 2013 Huracan, the 2013 Audi R8 and the Ferrari 348 just next door. Here is the Ferrari 488 next to a Subaru. There was an E-Type parked, I think, somewhere around here, but it's gone already. 350Z has just pulled up as well. And of course, a baguette. But cars appear to be slowly rolling out as that 911 Turbo S just appears from out of nowhere. So let's go back to the entrance and tell the full story about why I am here and what happened here back in 2017, I believe. So, the Golf and the Polo and the MX-5 are rolling out, white-wheeling the world. So it was in a summer month, maybe in the year 2017, around about that time, about that long ago, I was stood here at a retro car meet. I won't mention the name of the meet in particular because there's probably many members in the meet that are lovely people, have nothing to do with what's happened. So, I had a Caterham 620R on loan, that yellow Caterham, and I was looking for a meet to take it to. So I saw that that retro meet was here, so I brought it here and I parked in the public car park because I was like, well, it doesn't quite fit in. So that's what I did, and I was here a bit like tonight, just loving the evening, and then cars began to leave. So I stood here and recorded that. It's what I do. Trouble is that though, is the organisers of the meet didn't take fondly to that idea. Now, if ever I'm told, like, or asked, could you please move on, or maybe not film in the exit, I will respect that. If I'm asked politely, I might move down to further down the road, because I get that some people don't like people filming at exits, because it can, I don't know, it can create a bit of a crowd, and then crowd is never great for passers-by and the police. They're like, what's going on here? So, that's what I did. All the cars were in there and I was stood here filming the cars leaving. Now, one of the organisers of the meet left himself a little bit early. Now, I'm being very careful with this. I know the person who did it. I actually know a bit more about him than I really should do, and I won't name his name because beverages had been consumed, and you're not yourself when full of the nectar that was sold in a pub. So that's what happened. I think he was in his dad's car. I say his dad's car, he was probably 10, 15 years older than me. What is this? Some minis are arriving, a little bit late. So he was a bit wavy, a bit, I don't know, incomprehensible and thought without any thoughts going into the thoughts. Ah, another pair of cars leaving and a noisy Vespa. I don't know why he left so early, or maybe he saw that it wasn't just me at the exit, it was a variety of kids, adults. I was probably 6 years younger at the time. So we're all at the exit, and the organiser, or one of the hosts, I don't think it was the organiser, but one of them came out to not ask us politely to leave, but to instruct and demand that we left in his state that he was in. Also, Jaguar E-Type, the V12 that I mentioned, that is doing a drive-by. Series 3 E-Type Coupe. So the chap came up to us, and me specifically, because I had the largest camera, I can only presume, and he properly went right up to me, and I was just watching. I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but it was threatening behaviour. Not, oh, excuse me, could you maybe not film here? I'm just thinking, what on earth are you saying? Eventually, he kind of gave up, realised he wasn't getting anything out of us, or me in particular, because I just said nothing, because I just couldn't believe what his attitude was about, and I believe he then went back inside because he realised that he wasn't getting through to us. We have a Polo GTI leaving, another one. Subaru's next to leave. Anyway, myself and the other participants of the meet were here filming the cars leaving for maybe about half an hour to an hour. There was, like, you know, casual antics of a V8 motor, spins of the wheels here, a few little flicks around. So, you know, there was a Ferrari 360 that proper sent it out that way. That was fantastic. But towards the end of the meet, the organiser decided to come out again. I think him and his father were leaving the meet finally themselves. That's when things started to escalate. A 635 CSI next to part. And he saw red. He properly saw red. Because of the driving, not because of me. So obviously he came to me because I had the camera. As I said, he came back to me. Once again, I just stood there, did nothing. He got back in the car, full of rage, and left. And then what I stupidly did, I'm being filmed by the guys over the road by telling a story. What I stupidly did is I made a sarcastic comment, because I'm very British, very sarcastic. I just said, lovely to have met you, and that was it. That was when he got back out the car, right here. The car was in the middle of the road. He was a passenger, so it doesn't really matter too much, but his dad stopped the car here, got out of the car. That's when it happened. And this is when I realised I was going to get beaten up if I wasn't too careful. He was trying to land a punch right onto me because of my sarcasm, because I wasn't standing down and doing what he wanted me to do. So we spent the next several minutes jousting, basically playing a game of kiss chase, running around. He was running after me like a... I won't go into it how it was done, but he was just running around the area. His car was still here, and I was just I was giggling a little bit because I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm being chased by someone trying to beat me up, and I was just having fun. Unfortunately, though, my camera bag that I had on me had a bit of a dodgy strap at the time, so that kept coming undone, and it came undone here in the road. So he picked up my camera bag and he kind of yoinked it down on the road and smashed all the contents. Luckily, there was nothing in it, so all that broke was a little polarizing filter that I buy probably every 5 months, so that was fine. Oh, yep, external combustion. So that's when I started to get annoyed. How dare he try and destroy my equipment? A few like batteries and stuff was kind of splewed out onto the ground, but no big issue. So some of the other guys that were around me tried to pick up all the gubbins and stuff in there. In the meantime, I was just trying to escape getting one landed on me because he was still like, he had red in his eyes. But we still remained jousting around, just running around this area, him trying to hit me and me just kind of giggling and kind of like running around. I was loving it. I've never done anything like that before. I thought it was a bit fun. And then he managed to get contact on my video camera, and that went flying into that field. The battery kind of came off the camera. I wasn't filming at the time because I was just trying to protect. So the fact that my video camera went flying into that field, luckily it was grass, the camera was absolutely fine. I think it was a Sony and they make bulletproof cameras. That was when I started getting annoyed. It was no longer fun, it was just annoying. So I kind of went up to him, started approaching him. I wasn't gonna hit him or anything, I got annoyed. That's when it happened. Oh, look, a Civic. And Chewbacca. So it was about here, I went up to him like, what are you doing? And he proper landed one on me. Well, no, I say he proper landed on. He just about caught me, just there into the face. So he did what he set out to do, and I'd like to say all was well. I don't really know what happened then. I think everyone kind of then got involved. I kind of went over here to try and get my camera, pick it up, get the battery, put it all together. So that was it. I've had one landed on me because obviously my camera went flying, I was annoyed, and then he just managed to catch me. From then, things simmered down. He got into his dad's car, started to drive away, so I went to get a reading of the number plate, which I managed to get, and then he started to get out the car again to try and, I don't know, approach me because I was taking their plate, and the dad got annoyed as well. He was no better. I don't know if they ended up just leaving after then, but I think everyone else got involved then, and I managed to get the number plate, of course. So they ended up leaving, and all of us went into the pub. The guys in the Fairmile were excellent. They helped us out, helped me clean myself up. All it was a slightly cut lip. That was all it was. So I just needed to clean myself up. I was a little bit shaken because I was like, why am I being hit for doing my hobby? But it happened. So as a result that blood was drawn, it was actually ended up being a police incident. If there's no blood, then it's just like banter. But if actual like what's the word, injury was done, even just a split lip, the police are interested. So the police got in touch about it. They were called by some of the people, and then a police case was opened up. Luckily, I knew exactly who he was, and I knew the car, I knew the number plate, and I don't know what their mission was, but throughout the months afterwards, some conversations were had. On the MG SVR. But what I had to do is I had to get the Caterham 620R back home at night time with lights that weren't quite adjusted correctly. So cars thought I was flashing them on full beam, but I wasn't, so I'd put them on full beam to make them have a problem, and I was with the cut lip. So it wasn't the most comfortable drive home in a sequential gearbox Caterham after that had happened to me. So that was entertaining, but I got home and just kind of settled down. I didn't release the video immediately because of what had happened. Later I did, and it got quite a good few views, so that's great. So it was worth going. It's just unfortunate that one person took displeasure in the fact that we were here doing what we're doing here. So in summary, I came here to film cars leaving. One of the organisers forced or tried to force us to stop. We didn't back down. He got annoyed. He'd had a bit of the nectar, so he came back, got out of his car, tried to punch me. We had a little run around the block. Eventually he whacked the camera out of my hand. I got annoyed, went up to him a little bit more. He managed to land a little bit on my lip, cut the lip a little bit, and then I went wow, 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 cried and went home, basically. So, it's a shame that it happens. We all share the same passion as each other. We're all car guys, we're all in this together, to quote High School Musical. Supercharged! Whoa! Okay. Extra lighting on the Scirocco. Oh, the MGSVR's back! But as you can see behind me, the police have decided to arrive, so I'm going to head off anyway because most of the cars have left. Someone's shouting at me in the distance. So that was a little story about the Fairmile. As I said, the guys at the Fairmile were excellent. There's an owl somewhere. So unfortunate that things like that would happen. Something in my history that I haven't previously told anyone about because I didn't feel it was worthwhile, but I thought this is the first time I've come back there since then, so here we are again. I haven't seen the fella since then, and the car club was unfortunately banned from this location as a result of the antics because it was completely unnecessary. So I hope you enjoyed the video from the CarSceneUK club meet here. Obviously they're not the club that were at the meet in 2017, of course, different vibe. These aren't vintage cars. So go follow me on all my social channels for the updates, highlights and pictures of what I take at these meets and more. But for now, thanks for watching.